I want to welcome everybody to this special edition of Gauze Garage exclusive on the A-body Dodge models. This is going to be a little story in the progression of the body styles, and what we're going to do is focus on the right hand right here. This is a 1967 Dodge Dart GT convertible, the very first year of this new body style. And the reason why this thing sold like hotcakes is because it looked like the bigger, more expensive cars, but was on the smaller line, but yet had good trunk space, beautiful space inside to fit 5 people comfortably with seat belts, and it had good power and had good road manners as well. So this was the start off for the Dodge Revolution, and this started in '67. So if you take a look at this and put it next to like a Coronet or a Satellite or something, it looks very similar. So it belies a more expensive car than what it is. But this particular one is a special one, and that's why I own this. Is very simply is because it has an engine in it, automatic transmission. It's got a 273 high performance, and in these convertibles, being a factory high performance car, there were less than 260 of these made out of 38,000 total GTs. That is about 0.5% of orders. And the car presents very well. It's very clean. It's got all the nice things. It's not perfect. It's got a little age on it, but it's a beautiful driver. And it has all the right bits. Let's take a look at the engine. And yes, here's the secret sauce. 273. And also the secret sauce is in the 5th digit in the VIN. When you look at the VIN number on these things, you always look in the 5th digit, and that denotes the engine. And that's what makes this thing so rare, is that it has a little tiny 4.5 liter or 273 Chrysler, what's called the HiPo, the 273 235 horse little bulldog that they put in there. It is certainly no 340 by any means, but look at this car, man. It is beautiful. It's clean, and it sets the stage for the very beginning of the Dodge story, because if you consider what happens with all of Dodge, Chrysler, Plymouth, they had about a 15% market share. But these little A-bodies, they had up to 30 and 33% market share with the small cars like this. They sold a ton of them. This was the bread and potatoes for Chrysler, were in cars like this. And what you got is you got a really stylish, cool car, drop-top convertible, got a hot little warmed-over engine in it for economy money. But then, go just 1 year later, and there you have a 68 Dodge Dart. And Chrysler started answering the call for larger displacement and more performance in their little cars. So they came out with this car in '68. This was the first year of a regular production big block 383 engine. This was a big block engine that was normally reserved for larger big long cars to kind of move them around good. And what Chrysler did is they put them in these little small cars, and what did you get? Yes, that's right, you got a rocket. Right from the factory, folks. This is the factory rocket. It's a rickety rocket, which is what I would call it, because it is. It's like 60 years old, but anyway, the thing honks. There is a misplaced engine right there. That thing is from, like the larger luxury cars, the mid-size cars, the B-bodies, and here it is stuck in an A-body with special equipment. There's torque boxes on the rear. There's an 8 3/4 with a 391, a 4-speed, and a big heavy-duty A833 4-speed right from the factory. So these were by far in '68 one of the fastest boulevard bruisers you could get out of Chrysler right there. And then we're going to fast forward up about 3 years, right up to the '71 model year, and there you have this Butterscotch Demon. Okay, this is an very interesting story right here. And the reason being is because the Barracuda had moved off of the A-body line after 1969. It became the Cuda, along with the Challenger, the Dodge and Plymouth counterparts on the E-body line, the Cuda and the Challenger. Plymouth was left without, and you'll wonder why I'm talking about Plymouth, is because Plymouth had to fill a spot, so they created the 70 Duster. It was a Valiant front end with a funky fastback rear end on it, and they sold about 380,000 of them. And Dodge, the Dodge counterpart, was pissed off because here went Plymouth with about 380,000 sales volume. They were very pissed off, so what Dodge did is they followed in '71 with this car, the Demon. This is the very first Dodge Demon. The one that you see featured on the latest 22, 23 muscle cars from Dodge in the Demon nameplate. That's what they used on the Dodge, and there you have it. And this is the original Dodge Demon 340 from California. It is high impact paint, butterscotch. Let's take a look at the engine. Yes, very stock appearing. And yes, that signature was put on by none other than Big Daddy Don Garlits, the GOAT of Mopar drag racing. Well, I'll tell you what, if you guys are ready, let's start this thing up, because this thing is a treat. And I'll tell you why. It's a panty dropper. It's been dropping panties since 1937, and you'll hear why. Very aggressive, yes. Okay, let's go start this 383 up here. This is the big block. That was a 408 stroker, 450 horsepower. This is about 350 horsepower, but it's an original 383. Alright, let's let the oil pressure come up. It's got original carburetor on it, so You have to kind of milk it till it comes up to an idle. Hey, it's 55 years old, folks. But look at this thing. Four speed. This thing is beautiful, man. All right. Watch now. Big block power, man, in a little lightweight A body. This is what Chrysler put out to actually make everything happen. All right, let's get off of that and let's go check out the last but not least. And here we are, 68 big block Dart. You heard it. Oh, one other thing I forgot to do. Take a look at this. Yes. Rotisserie restored. This one will be entered into the Lake Mirror Classic because it is rotisserie restored. It's a real GTS. It's got a build sheet. It's going to go. Will it win? I doubt it, but it's going to go. 71 Demon 340 Butterscotch. And last but not least, the rare, ever so rare, 67 Dodge Dart GT convertible with the elusive 273 4-barrel, which is what Chrysler put out in a very low production number. And here it is on a convertible. There were less than 260 of these made out of 38,000 total GTs for 67. You're talking 0.5% of orders. And it even looks the part. Look at that. How about it? Huh? Well, let's give it a listen. Wow. I hope it starts. Here we go. So, here we go. We have arrived at the end of this expose on the production and progression of the Dodge A-body line. Here you have a rare 67 Dodge Dart GT convertible 273 4-barrel in a super rare configuration. It's idling. 1 year later, 1968, Dodge Dart 383 4-speed. First year member of the Scat Pack from Dodge. In a beautiful motif. Very nice car. And lastly, a 71 Dodge Demon, the last year of the Scat Pack, as you can see, and official panty dropper for Dodge, as you can see. All right, gang, and there you have it. That's the progression of the Dodge A-body lineup from 67, the first year of that body style, 68, the Boulevard Bruiser, and then in 71, the quarter-mile winner that burned up everything right out of the factory. Yes. This is God's Garage. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you appreciate this. Thank you.